Did you know that Cason, Huff and Schleuter has been servicing customers in the tri-state area for nearly 100 years? As an independent insurance agency, they have the flexibility to find the right value for your business, farm, and personal insurance needs. Cason, Huff and Schleuter is a locally owned agency. Their agents and support team are ready to help. Give them a call or find them on Facebook. Cason, Huff and Schleuter, proud sponsor of the Muddy River News Business Spotlight. Welcome to the Muddy River News Business Spotlight. I'm Bob Goff. This program is brought to you by Cason, Huff and Schleuter Insurance. Derek Price of DP Construction of Quincy has been working on some pretty major projects downtown, and he might have his biggest one coming up here that he's working on, and it might not be ready real soon, but once it's done, it's going to be something great that I think the entire city is really going to find. It's going to be kind of cool, and Derek's my guest today. Welcome.
Welcome.
Well, let's talk a little bit about what you've been doing and why you decided to kind of join in and invest in Downtown Quincy.
Yeah, I think it came from our work here on 6th Street about 4 years ago. We kind of got our first dabble into it and saw how our projects affected the community in a positive way, and thought, man, maybe we should do this ourselves. And so that's kind of what spurred us on, and it's our first property was successful, and so here we go.
Well, let's go down the list. What was the first property?
We did 3 apartments above Grown and Gathered, and then we took Christopher's old place, the hair studio, and made it into O'Connor Wealth, and then we've done the brewery, and then the 5 apartments above. We also helped out with Crush Salon and that kind of area back there. And then we have a building at the Jenny's Boutique building. Mm-hmm. So that was our last one there. And then now we're at the old Quincy Heating and Plumbing building, making it into a multi-use. That's what we were.
Yeah, that was. I knew you had opened a house that I couldn't make it to the other day, but mm-hmm. We'll try to get some pictures and video that will accompany this. This will show a little later, but. I remember going in that building when it was, McDonald's. Actually, go way back when my grandfather was a contractor, and on Saturday mornings I would go with him in Quincy to buy stuff. We'd go to Wick's Lumber. We'd go to Bill's Stock Cabinetry. Mm-hmm. We'd go to McDonald's Stove or Quincy, whatever it was back then, mm-hmm. and we'd go to all those stores. And I was just always worried about getting some M&Ms, Pepsi, and some comic books. But it was nice to spend time with my grandpa. But I went in all those stores, and then later on, when it was McDonald's Stove, I was selling them advertising once upon a time, and but now to see what you guys are looking to do with it, talk a little bit about how that idea sort of came about.
Yeah, just seeing the success kind of what downtown has been doing, and then I personally got interested in real estate investing myself, and did a lot of self-educating on it, and thought, man, that's a beautiful building right there that I could do something with. Like it has a beautiful view, and so I can see it from my office, and so I'd sit there and look at it, and that's kind of, I just started pondering if that would work, and that's where it really started to snowball from there. So that's probably about 1.5 years ago is when I really started to think about it, and starting to crunch some numbers and whatnot.
And your office is where now? Your business's office?
Yeah, my business office is actually in Jenny's Boutique building. Mm-hmm. We're just on the mezzanine level, so we're right there on the square.
And so going into that building on 3rd Street that you're doing, and again, you never can have enough views of the river.
Yeah.
I mean, when you talk about that, and then of course Native Wings has always had that great view, mm-hmm. and just also there right next to the old Tiramisu, you've got Dave Laland's building, and then mm-hmm. what the guys are looking to do on 6th Street mm-hmm. with the old Illinois State Bank building, and of course, if anybody's ever snuck on top of the WCU building when they've worked there before, you never can have enough views, and I think if you have that up there, what is your vision of what you're going to have up there?
Yeah, so there's 4 floors. The 4th floor we're going to have lofts that will sell, so there'll be 5 of those. The 3rd floor will be 12 apartments ranging from a studio to 3-bedroom, and then the 2nd floor we're going to sell that as well, but for commercial space. And then the 1st and main level will be retail commercial space, and then we'll have some storage down in the basement, and then redo all the parking lots and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, and but then up top, is it going to be a restaurant, bar? What are you thinking?
So we had ended up ixnaying the rooftop bar.
Okay.
I talked with a realtor friend, Stephen Gramke, and some other people that like, hey, what do people want? When we were kind of in the process phase of drawing up these plans, and I think we talked about doing more of a personal outdoor space, and so that's what we're looking at doing now.
So the people who have the lofts and the apartments can go up and enjoy that space themselves.
They were going to, but now we're not doing that. So now it'll be kind of an external balcony is what we're looking at doing. So Architectnics is working on what that looks like right now. So.
Now, and they do great. Those guys do great work over there. And I think that looking at that, of course, you can never have enough restaurants. You can never have enough whatever. I don't think. And then if you put some of those down on the ground floor, if somebody comes in and says, "Hey, this is a great space. I'd love to put something in," I'm sure you're right now willing to listen to and field many possibilities.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and we've already had a lot of interest, which is very encouraging for me. On the first level, they're just we haven't really advertised about it, but our open house that we had that you mentioned, we had a few people come and stop and look at it. But yeah, we're open to anything. Probably won't do a restaurant down there, but like a coffee shop or a sandwich shop. Definitely like clothing or office space we do as well.
Well, and I think that, again, anything to kind of spur the momentum that's been going on. When I was here with, when Bruce Guthrie and I chatted on, here a few days ago, that was the one thing to talk about. I remember, when I first moved to Quincy in 1990, again, growing up in Northeast Missouri, you came to Quincy all the time. So, I do remember when there was, the Walgreens, Woolworths, Kresge's, whatever, that kind of, I remember back when it was kind of bustling a little bit in, probably up until the early 80s. Yeah. And then the early 90s came and it was like, wow, where did everything go? And then we had the JCPenney fire, which that building burned, and this building where we're at now sits here. Yep. When you were younger, did you even consider, as growing up around here, did you do much in downtown?
No, not at all.
Because you were in that window where there just was not that much going on.
Exactly. Yeah, no, we never, ever came down here, unless it was something in the park or, we're on the river a lot, so maybe we would pass through, but never to do anything, which now obviously you're seeing that change.
I think that's an excellent metamorphosis, if you will, to see a guy who grew up here and is like doesn't you don't have memories of when downtown was the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s when it was full of people and cars and everything was down here, and then you always talk about how cities evolve and when a mall comes its impact or whatever, but now that big box retail has really taken this hit over the last couple of years, you've seen this kind of resurgence downtown.
Yeah.
But when people come downtown, they've got to have stuff to do.
Yep.
And one of the things that we discussed with Bruce was coming downtown and stores being open after 5 o'clock so people could come down and enjoy that. And especially for your tenants who you have in that space, if you're going to live downtown and they're going to get off work and be home at 5:30, okay, what are we going to do downtown? Yeah. Are there going to be a place where we can go, hey, somebody, the husband or the wife wants to go buy something, or they say, let's get dinner or a drink or whatever. There has to be those options there to make the downtown an attractive place. And with what you're doing and what you've already proven with the other projects you've worked on, I believe you're doing that. But once you get your building up and running, what do you think that, okay, I really think that if you can't or won't or aren't going to take it on your shoulders, like, okay, my plate's full, I'm busy, what else do you think downtown needs?
That's a good question. Yeah. I've heard from other people, restaurants, a few more. I think we have some really good ones down here now because I can smell it when I walk out tiramisu every day.
Exactly.
So I think those are always an attraction. I think another some sort of we have the Oakley Lindsay Center, which is great to bring people down, but another space like if the Washington Theater could really get up and running and get some legs under it, that would be fantastic. Other events like that I think would be great.
And I know, when Curlin's left a few years ago, that was a pretty big hit. That people were like, because it's always, that when I worked downtown frequently, it was like, okay, it's a birthday, holiday, anniversary, whatever. Oops, I can always run to Curlin's and get what I need. And now it's kind of like, well, I got to try something else. But you look what it looks like. What Will Duryea's got some pretty nice plans to do some stuff with that building too. So again, I just think it's more people. This is not just a thing where one guy or one gal or the city or the district or Greta or whoever. This has to be guys like you and Will Duryea and all the other people who are jumping in on this. And you just have to be, well, yeah, I think you have to say, look, my hometown is worth it.
Yeah, and I think that's been the cool part of being part of this. And as a real estate investor and as a contractor, seeing all the other private investors really putting their money where their mouth is, like the Tanagers and like Will and all these other people like the Craigs. And there's a lot out, many others, Austins and stuff that keep on doing this, and I think everybody keeping that going. And I think the riverfront, if it obviously gets some legs under it too, I think that's really going to help bring in new investors too, if they really start to develop that where there's more people coming in.
I think once the North Bay project is done, where you're able to, get it to so the marina and bay area is a little more stable, a little more usable. I think that's going to go a long way. But I think it's kind of that has to happen first, because if you don't get that done, then you really can't. The rest of it's not going to be functional. Yeah. And even the mayor has talked about a possibility a little farther south down the river where there would be a bigger boat dock. So he's mentioned that as well. So again, we have a lot of momentum and a lot of things going. And guys like you and the other folks you mentioned, it's just something that it's needed, and it's going to be like, well, we're all gonna chip in on this. And when you made this decision, and was it? You felt good because you were part of it? Did anybody try to say, "Oh, don't do that," or you were just?
Oh, sure, yeah. You always have those people, and I still do, because it's a big project.
Sure,
it's 56,000 square feet. Yeah. It's a big deal, but I have a really good team, and I have a lot of really good professionals that I lean on, and I know that the city would benefit from it.
I applaud you for that. And again, ballpark timeline of when you'll have people there. Got anything for me?
Yeah, so we're kind of doing this in a couple phases. We're going to try to get the 2 floors that we're going to sell up and ready. So cleaners coming in this week and bringing in their scanner and scanning so they make some parcels. So that way we can start designing and getting those built out for our customers there. And then the other 2 retail floors will be phase 2, so then we'll build those out. So probably 2 years before she's all done and there's no more construction stuff going on. But we'll probably have some people residing there in this next year.
That's great.
Yeah.
So, well, again, thank you for everything you're doing, and good luck with the project. I hope to talk to you again soon.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Yeah. That's Derek Price. I'm Bob Goff, and once again, thank you for joining the Business Spotlight, brought to you by Cason, Huff and Schleuter Insurance. Have a great day. Representing nearly 20 A-rated insurance providers, Cason, Huff and Schleuter caters to most any type of insurance. Business, farm, home, auto, and health for nearly 100 years. Their team of experienced professionals is second to none in providing coverage for your insurance needs. Cason, Huff and Schleuter will find the most cost-effective solution to your business challenges, and with their experienced agents, they know how to navigate the insurance markets. 100 years, an agency built on service, no matter what side of the river you call home. Give them a call today or find them on Facebook. Cason, Huff and Schleuter, peace of mind since 1923.